The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I'm one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is...
F.U. Hunter. What's up, bitches?
I don't know,
Yeah.
swinging bitches?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
You swinging bitches,
Yeah,
baby.
swing, baby, swing.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
And it's hard watching movies that flashback to
And not think of Austin
the
Powers.
60s,
Dude,
England, like London in the 60s, and not all of a sudden try to do Austin Powers out of that.
Yeah. Especially when, like, she's, like, all in it, dude. Like, Anya Taylor-Joy is all, like, white boots, fucking, like, flap, like, open skirt.
Let's just say it, she was a fembot.
She was a fembot.
She was
yes.
Literally had the hair of a fembot and the clothing of a fembot.
They were like, it's like Edgar Wright was like, watched Austin Powers when he was younger and was like, yes, this is where I can use you.
Exactly.
Yes, this is where I can use you.
What if I had a fembot that wasn't a fembot? There you go.
Although it would have been cool is if when, all right, hold on. Before we go, spoilers. There, that's done. Tonight, on the chopping block, we're going to be talking about Edgar Wright's 2021 film, Last Night in Soho.
Yep.
So, what I was going to say was, it would have been awesome is if when she was killing Dude Man, Pimp, but like she pulled her shirt up and her tits had fucking machine guns.
I was waiting for you to say
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I was on the same level. Machine gun. Yeah.
This is fucking awesome. That would have been hilarious. I would have died. Yeah, this came out Halloween weekend. We would have brought this to you sooner, but there was just no way to fit in going to see a movie on Halloween weekend because, as Madness boys do, we fucking party on Halloween weekend.
We're not watching movies on Halloween weekend.
If it is a movie, it's on the TV and it's like Halloween or like
one of us might have been busy, I don't know, winning a zombie award.
Oh yeah, we do need to make mention of that. So the annual Richmond Zombie Walk happened this year. We missed it last year because of COVID.
Yeah.
But this year, F.U. Hunter attended. I did not attend this year, unfortunately. It wouldn't have made a fucking difference on the outcome of what we're getting ready to say, but fucking congratulations to F.U. Hunter. He had won Zombie of the Year.
Thank you.
Where's the brain, by the way?
Oh, it's in the other room. And my trophy.
The fuck?
I haven't made a display for it yet.
So there's a place in Richmond called Rest in Pieces, and they actually, one of the prizes is a real, actual brain in whatever fluid they use.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. So he won a real brain, as well as he won the trophy.
Yeah.
The brain's kind of the bigger prize, because it's a real brain.
It is cool though having the trophy, because it has inscribed, Zombie of the Year. Yeah,
but you also have a real brain now.
That is true.
You have
and I've been attending the Zombie Walk for so many years that I have a wall dedicated to, they have an event poster every year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of cool, is I'm going to have a spot with the shelf. I'm going to put the brain, the trophy, next to all the posters. So... But
for all the ones I've gone to, I've got the posters too, because at a certain point they end up getting the same artist to do, so it's really cool to see her, like, how she changed the designs every year.
And this one was kind of a play on the pandemic, where they have so it was an interesting poster. So
but you basically you can buy past posters for a certain price. They have like a set. Or you buy this year's, it's like $5, but all the money from that goes to the Cancer Society. So the annual Zombie Walk is actually for a charity. So not only do you get to dress up in bloody guts and gore for whatever you want to do and make it zombified. That's the beauty of it. You can take anything and make it a zombie version.
As I learned.
Yes, he was Adam. Yeah. And by Adam, I mean Masters of the Universe, He-Man.
Yep, He-Man.
Adam.
Had guts hanging out.
Yeah.
I made a Skeletor on a pike, so it was a lot of fun.
He put Skeletor's head on a pike, and it was fucking rad. He had his guts hanging out. It was awesome. I think the best thing was seeing you in that fucking stupid wig.
Yep. That was it.
That was a thing, man.
You never thought you'd see me in a weird blonde wig?
In a weird 70s porn wig? No.
Exactly.
No, I did not think I would see that.
It was more of a Squire haircut, like...
Okay, Squires probably got fucked by their knights. So
that's true.
I'm just saying, like, either way, it's like ass sex is involved somewhere in that.
Yeah, I wasn't going for that. Just literally, it was with the costume.
Sure you weren't.
So
it's fine. Yeah. Maybe a little zombie dick. I don't know. But he won, and that's badass. because it's been a lot of years in the making. So, and if you are in Richmond, and of course we're going to promote it going into next year too. But if you are in Richmond around the fall time, generally a weekend or so around Halloween, weekend before or the weekend of.
Usually
that's
it's
when it
on
happens.
the Saturday.
Yeah.
And even if you were like, I don't want to dress up like a zombie, tons of people attend. Usually it's always down in Carytown. Starts at the Bird, goes all the way down Carytown.
And yeah, the Bird is the local OG old school theater.
That's right.
Historical, baby. Yes, Richmond does embrace the old school architecture and the staples. I like it. That's a beautiful theater. All right, so yes, congratulations, Dave Thunder, for that. That was really a badass achievement because, it's been years in the making. We've been trying to fucking
like 15 years. I've got all the posters. It's been about 15 years. Yeah.
All right, so now we're done stroking Hunter.
Let's stroke Edgar Wright's.
Seriously, man, let's stroke Edgar Wright's new film. So yeah, I know we know it came out Halloween weekend, which usually movies don't release that weekend for obvious reasons.
Usually studios are.
They're smart. They know people aren't going to go.
That's the whole thing.
You
They
know.
go here. There might be some people that don't have plans Halloween weekend, but it's never. Kind of got a raw deal because that's when you release a Halloween weekend, the studio's saying we'll see if it does anything.
And not only did we get one film, we got 2 horror movies. It's Antlers released the same weekend as well.
True. Yep.
It's like, what are you doing?
Antlers I can see a little bit more because that was a Fox property. Disney bought Fox. They were just sitting on it, and they just were like, all right, let's just release it this weekend since it's a horror movie. Halloween.
And they wanted it out before Eternals, which was the next Disney release.
Yep.
So that does make sense. So yeah, we were talking before the episode. We gotta kind of go right into this film. Like, this is Edgar Wright's Giallo film.
Yeah.
Like 100%. You can't. There's like no argument.
I mean, the first trailer definitely kind of sets you up to think maybe he was going that direction, but you never know. There's a lot of trailers that kind of give you misdirection, but after finishing watching it, yeah, he definitely, this is his kind of like homage to all of those movies.
Specifically, at least in my opinion, like it's not an overtly gory film. There is gore in it, but it's like maybe like 5% of the film.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this is more of his ode to an Argento style film. It's definitely not a Fulci level film as far as gore goes.
The color saturation.
Yeah.
The only way I'd go with Fulci is just some of the characters kind of have a character design that Fulci would use.
Yeah. And I agree with that. That like we talked, like the Ghosts of Creepers Past.
Yeah.
Those fuckers.
Just
like
the mouthless faces.
Yeah.
Kind of groaning and making.
Yeah.
I can see that a little bit of a Fulci influence. But there is a blatant like wink wink in there where one of the clubs is called Inferno.
Yes. Yes.
That's not even try. That's like,
No.
yeah.
Hey, Argento. Hey, baby. What's up?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, it's just like, I saw that and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Any horror nerds, like, I see you, bro. I see what you did there. But the trailer already comes out with misdirection. And the trailer's just shot so well that you believe the film's going to go this way.
Yep.
And then when the movie starts, you're like, okay, this is a flashback. And then you're like, wait a minute, there's what the fuck? Hold on. Wait a minute. This is, okay. So what you thought you saw in the trailer, reverse it. That's actually the movie, how it flows.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And so much misdirection with the way the trailer's set up, where you have Terrence Stamp, motherfucking Zod from Superman 2.
Yes.
And they set up for you to believe he is the older version of Matt Smith's pimp character.
Pimp character, yeah.
And the trailer pushes you through. So when she starts putting 2 and 2 together, you go, okay, well, yeah, the trailer kind of gave us that idea already.
So you think, okay, naturally, yes.
Misdirection. And I was like, congratulations, thank you. Because I was like, wait, oh, really? Yeah. It caught me off guard because sometimes trailers give away too much. And I kind of had that opinion knowing, oh, no, they fucked with you in the trailer.
See, I was somewhat expecting something different to happen at the end based off of how the whole rest of the movie, the whole previous part of the movie was completely different from what the trailer gave you.
Yeah.
So in the trailer, you think that, is it Anya Taylor-Joy's character is the main character, and she is like living in or being possessed by the brunette that you see in the mirror in the trailer. Well, it's the opposite.
Yep.
It's I forget what the character's name is in the film. Well, Sandy is Anya Taylor-Joy's character, but you think that Anya Taylor-Joy's character Sandy is reliving Ellie's murder.
Yeah.
When it's the opposite.
Exactly.
So that was like, I didn't expect that. But like I said, as soon as within the first 15 minutes you see it's modern times, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, which I'm okay with. Do that more in trailers, please.
And I'll give it up to Edgar Wright. You know, Tarantino did this last year with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but it hits it right in the mark of the feel of that time period.
Yeah.
First scene, she's going. It's the premiere of fucking old school Connery. I think Dr. No is on the marquee.
Was Thunderball.
Thunderball. Yeah. But still, like right there, you already have this feel of like a '60s feel.
Whenever you add a fucking marquee for a cinema and they just get the what's his face did a great right with It, right?
Oh yeah,
you know, I mean, whenever you add a marquee and it's a time period piece, just something as simple as just making sure that the movies that are being showed at in that theater are correct to the time period, make all the difference. Because you made a point of showing the marquee as like a landmark or a thing in the background. It was like, okay, well, make sure the film's right, and then it just adds so much. It's something so small, you know? Yeah, because there was this horrible. Not only would it say Thunderball, but there was a whole image of Sean Connery in like his shorts and oh god.
But man, the film looks amazing.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and he does a very slow burn. It's a build up. You learn more. She starts having more and more of these experiences, quote quote flashbacks and
dreams.
Yeah, and you learn more and more about the Sandy character and what's going on. It doesn't like hit you over the head like this is gonna happen. It's just like noticeable building up to things are a little off. Stuff's happening. Matt Smith's character, the pit motherfucker, you know, like quote quote sweeps her off her feet at the beginning, and later on he's like, "Well, you want to make it big in the business? Go fuck that guy."
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah,
that's what you gotta do. Apparently.
And that guy, and then tomorrow you that guy, and then you realize like, oh. He's not helping her career. He's just pimping her the fuck out.
Yep. And so that's the kind of thing. Like, it's one of those films where, you know, I agree. It is a slow burn, but also it's like one of those films where, like, for somebody who embraces storytelling, it never feels like a slow burn.
Yeah.
You know, there have been movies that I've really enjoyed where I also acknowledge, like, no, that was a slow burn film. But like this movie, I think the way the story unravels,
I would kind of compare it to like something like Get Out.
Yeah.
Where you start getting hints, but it's not over the head. Like something like Get Out, and I would say something like this, the real horror elements doesn't really show up till past the midpoint.
Well, and also part of the real horror elements is humanity.
Yeah.
Which again, with Get Out, same thing. Like part of the horror in this film is the fact that she is trying to be a singer, get her name out there, people, you know, see that she's talented. And at first you think, oh, okay, yeah, this what is it, Matt Smith? Yeah, Matt Smith's character is, oh, he's a good guy. Yeah. No,
he's a fucking asshole.
Next thing you know, like the way the montage looked, it looked like she probably had like 100 different or so dudes that she was forced to fuck.
Yeah.
And that's like horrible. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Forced prostitution, like that's horrifying, dude.
And then you have that one interaction where, because they're always at a club, she sits at a table, and they go, "What a beautiful name!" And that's the trigger right there. The guy's coming over, and that's the all right. Well,
she gives him a different name every time.
Yeah, but then you have that one guy that's like, "Why are you doing this?"
And you realize that's actually the cop.
Yep.
Who you were led to believe was actually Matt Smith's older character, but it was really the cop.
And that was the amazing misdirection.
So good.
Is that when you get to present time, Terrence Stamp keeps showing up with
He is super creepy though. He doesn't do himself any favors.
No, I understand, but it's also Terrence Stamp.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, and obviously he keeps saying stuff to Ellie, and Ellie's starting to put that. Wait, is this that motherfucker I keep seeing in these flashback dreams?
But he does recognize her because she's starting to look like Sandy, and he recognizes Sandy.
Yep.
So it's like they're kind of on the same page, but not. There's that little bit of off kilter that makes them think that, you know, I don't know. It was such a good play.
We should bring up that Ellie. When we first meet her, she's a fashion.
Very sweet, country, naive.
Yeah, and she's attending fashion.
She wants to be a fashion artist, make her own clothing line.
They put her in this house with all the other girls, and everybody else is.
They're bitches.
They're fucking bitches.
I mean, that one especially, like she gets the title of cunt.
Yeah.
She was a fucking cunt.
But
she was horrible.
That first night, like, they have this raging party, and all she wants to do is just go to sleep. And so that pushes her to, like, I need to find a place of my own. I can't keep staying here because I hate every single person I hate my roommate.
People.
I hate everybody that's in my hall. So that's where it pushes her to find there's a room for rent, and that's where she moves into the apartment. Kind old lady who's kind of a little aggressive, gruff and stuff. And but she's like, we don't have people over at this time. No loud music, all this. And she's like, also, when you get to the summertime, there might, there's a smell that rises up. You're on the top floor.
You gotta put the plugs in.
Yeah.
So
which right there.
Hold on. When you hear that,
fucking hint.
When you hear that though, you're like, knowing somebody who has been around like pipes that go dry and have traps, like that's a thing.
Yeah.
So she's like, you plug it up when not in use. I'm like, that makes sense. You want to smell that. Hindsight.
I know.
Holy shit.
Literally right there.
God damn.
Right in front of your face. And you're like, okay, cool.
Oh, fuck me. But yeah, initially the way it's sprinkled in there, it's not even a trigger. Like it's not even like a flag. Like, oh hey, worry about this.
But our main character Ellie, she starts getting more involved, experience to the point where there's a point where Matt Smith's pimp and Sandy like are back in her room, and he's attacking her, and Ellie sees pretty much Sandy being murdered, and then.
She goes to the cops.
And her next job is this motherfucker got away with murdering her. Nobody knows. And so she starts trying to tell the cops. Cops are like, so some random thing. You experienced a flashback and some random chick that you can't give us the full name of disappeared.
Yeah. Now, in fairness,
I mean,
dude, if someone came to me with that, I'd be like, yeah.
And then she goes to the library to do some research, and that's where she's going through that area of London back in that time period of, I think it's 63, 64, and the newspaper articles, and it's just a fuck ton of missing people in the articles. And she's like, holy shit, like, how bad was this area of town back in the 60s? Because an article, this banker gone missing, this guy, the owner of this store has gone missing. But she can't find anything on Sandy. Like
nothing on Sandy.
Yeah.
So,
which again is another thing we find out later on, hitting you over the head that we're just not paying attention to, and that's what's amazing. Edgar Wright, the way he's flowing it, he's giving you these hints, but we're so invested in her finding Sandy and the murder that we just ignore all these other little hints that are thrown our way.
Yeah, you totally do.
Yeah.
Not to mention that, and all the like, except for that first thing about the smell, every hint pretty much after that, there's other things accompanying the scene that makes you kind of not think about it. Like when she's at the library and she reads all that, she's also goes to Creeper's Past show up. And like they're haunting her through the fucking library.
And that's where you get that real eerie, because
first it happens in the room, and all these like ghosts of dead fucking Johns show up, and like they're mouthless, they're faceless, they're just like these gray. It's so fucking creepy, dude.
What a lovely name. What a lovely name.
God.
Yeah. And that's
So
all they're
creepy.
saying, and they're fucking creepy as shit. It works though, like, because it's not like a jump scare really, of just kind of that creepy, like, just imagine like all these fucking dead motherfuckers like in your room, like, get the fuck out. But it shows Ellie starts kind of cracking under the pressure. Like she's gotten so involved in this whole thing with Sandy that she's falling behind with her school.
Well, I mean, she's filling out the garment she's making for school because she's mimicking it after Sandy's initial outfit that you see her in at first, that pink flowing outfit, and then all of a sudden it's Sandy stabbed to shit, bloody, and then she runs out of the classroom, and then she sees the fucking Johns. Like she's being followed and haunted by this everywhere she goes. The Halloween party. Yeah. She sees them at the club. Like she's being followed with this shit now. It's like ingrained in her life when she's awake, But
let's get to all right.
Yeah.
So she confronts Terrence Stamp, and she's like, "You're a piece of shit. I know what you did. You murdered Sandy." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And she's just aggressively yelling at him, and he walks out into the street, gets hit by a car. The bar owner,
which was a nod to their first interaction. When she got the job at the bar, and he follows her out. It's like, you look familiar. Like, I'm talking to you. Yeah. And they're walking in the street. he scares her so much that she literally walks out in the middle of the street and almost gets hit by a car. So there's irony that he got walked out in the street because he told her, "It's like, I don't watch where you're going." Like,
well, she's like, I know you're responsible for her death. You're responsible.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and Terrence Stamp does such a good job that he's such a weird, creepy old guy that he's like, fuck off. You know what you're talking about, fuck off. He's not denying it. He's just like, stop pestering me, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
And then he gets hit, and then you come to find out that this bar that Ellie was working at, where he was frequent, the bar owner's known him, and she's like, he murdered Sandy, and they're like, no, he was a cop. He's an ex-cop.
He used to work the streets.
And you realize
he was the one.
He was undercover
past,
trying to bust this ring of fucking prostitution.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Because again, the trailer, most of the movie sets up to think, oh, he's the older version of Matt Smith's pimp character.
Exactly.
He's a real piece of shit, and now he's like literally old habits, fucking like, you look like the chick I fucking murdered. Nope. And that was awesome. Because then I'm like,
so good.
Because you're like, okay, now I'm thrown off. What's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Ellie's has breakdowns. She's being chased over and over again in the library by these mouthless ghosts of all the Johns.
After the cop was killed, that pretty much was...
That's when she's like, I need to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, and then she goes to... the dude she's been seeing, talking to, who takes her back to her apartment to grab her stuff, and she was like, if I'm not on 15 minutes, come get me. Because she knows if she goes in the room, she's going to be haunted and see her visions and it might fuck with her.
Yeah, she
did not know that when she walked in and was talking to the landlady that she was going to A, be drugged, and B, find out that the reason there was no mention of murder of any Sandy back in that time period was because that was Sandy, and she was using, her real name was Alexis or Alexi.
Alexi, yeah.
And that was what's on her mail as a landlady, and all those missing persons were her killing all her Johns.
That reveal is
so good. It's so fucking good.
She comes in and she's just going to tell the landlady, "Hey, I'm sorry, I've got to get the fuck out of here. I'm going back home. I'll pay you rent when I can." She's like, "No, that's fine. Come sit down." Kindly old lady, come sit down here. You look very upset. Let me get you some tea. Mm-hmm. And the breakdown of the reveal where she's drinking the tea and she goes, I was visited by an officer asking about some Sandy. And then she's like, I wish you hadn't done that. And she's drinking the tea and she's like, but we won't have to worry about that. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't tell anybody. Once the reveal happens, she goes, oh, I know you would.
Yeah.
Keep drinking your tea.
Keep drinking your tea.
Yeah.
And just the reveal of how, she actually killed Matt Smith's character. So she saw the vision kind of in reverse, and then, all those spirits she's seeing are actually, a ghost that aren't, they're kind of sitting in limbo because they were murdered. And they weren't like ghostly visions of a horrid past. They were actually ghosts because she murdered the fuck out of them and buried them in the goddamn walls.
That's right. And where we've been seeing this as her being this victim that was used.
And it's like the ghost of...
She took all that aggression and just was like, I'm killing every one of you motherfuckers.
Yep. Every one of you rich, sick fucks are going down.
Nobody else had been in that house. And bodies were... And that's where the smell during the summer... And it's great.
You think by that point it would be gone? The smell would be gone.
Maybe.
Dude,
I don't know.
That's we're talking 50 years at this point. She was in her 20s in the 60s. This is present day. I mean, dude. It
might be a little bit in the boards. Yeah,
it's absorbed. It's just absorbed.
Yeah, the wallpaper can maybe absorb a little rotten flesh smell. I don't know. You know what? Something I couldn't tell you because I've never buried any bodies.
No, I have not.
In my house.
But that was such a brilliant fucking reveal.
It was a great reveal.
Good.
The quote boyfriend, it's been past 15 minutes, knocks on the door, and our Ellie's struggling to get away. And he comes in, and the kind old lady opens the door and goes, oh, yeah. Oh, you're checking her? Come in. Stab the shit out of him.
Right in the gut, too.
Damn.
And so what's really cool is when, Ellie, of course, drugged. There's an ashtray that gets knocked over in a hustle and bustle, and it sets her records on fire, starts a fire in the building. Meanwhile, Ellie's, running upstairs after she sees her boyfriend get stabbed, because I think she knocked Sandy over for a second, and by the time she gets upstairs, the fire spread and the ghosts are up there. And what's cool is now you see the ghosts weren't actually trying to haunt her. They were like, help,
yeah,
help.
Hey,
help.
this bitch murdered all of us.
Yeah.
We're not tight. We just all got one thing in common. We were fucking murdered,
Yeah.
right?
And, okay, it's prostitution. If you're a dude, you go to the pimp, you prostitute. They don't know that she was lied to.
Yeah.
So it's technically not, I'm not sounding insensitive to, because it was fucked up what happened to Sandy. It was horrible. That's what part of what makes this movie horrific is the fact that this poor girl with hopes and dreams got crushed by what's between her legs, basically.
Yeah, well,
Like,
she was used. She was used by Matt Smith.
Yeah, and she was used, and then he used her for everything, financially, for until she killed him.
The only thing I'm not sure of is the time relation. If after she killed him, then she's like, I'm on a path now.
I'm pretty sure the way they lead it to believe is that after she killed him, every John after that was killed.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I think.
But up to the point where she killed him, like, you're right. I mean, those guys who are paying for sex, prostitution, it's money for sex, like, they didn't know they were, like, destroying her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because she had to go play and act nice because Matt Smith, for fear of whatever he would do to her.
Well,
so, like, she was, acting like everything was okay because she had to. Because there was a certain point where she was afraid of Matt Smith's character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it makes sense when at the end all those spirits are like help, because they didn't know that she was being she got forced into that. They didn't know that. Like,
but eventually Ellie makes it out of the house.
Yeah.
Is able to help get her boyfriend out of the house, and that's where our old lady, and just kind of like.
Well, no, I was gonna say when
she was gonna kill herself.
When
anyway.
she gets to the room.
Yeah.
And she opens a door. They're not ghosts anymore. You see them as real people through like her eyes almost. I'm like, okay.
And there's this amazing shot where she just sits in her room, that room where everything happened, as the fire's engulfing, and just
at first it's Anya Taylor-Joy, and then it's the other actress, Diana Rigg.
Yeah.
Like you see it once. The transitions. It was so good.
It just pulls back and just surrounded by fire, and just like, yep, just I'm burning up with the house. I'm burning up with all the people I murdered. It was fucking awesome. And
after that, she gets away, time jump. She's got her fashion line, and it's all different colors of that style dress.
Yeah.
When she's doing the runway
it also
showcase.
Kind of made it seem like because of what she went through, like everybody is like, you're so strong. She was almost murdered. Like she kind of solved these.
Like what? Like
cold case murders,
cases? Yeah,
and stuff like that, and was almost murdered by that person. So she's kind of like a celebrity in her class, introducing her fashion line. Everybody's like, "You did! I'm so proud of you. You were so strong." Like, not where all these people were fucking hated her before are now nice as shit because she went through some fucked up shit.
Yeah, and the show was a success. Everyone loved her fashion line. She was in the back. First, you see her mom in the mirror. Like, so her mom had killed herself. Her mom was into fashion too. That was
we didn't bring up, but it does play a little bit because her mom killed herself, was in a mental institution, and stuff like that. So when she starts talking to the cops,
they're like
about these flashbacks to the Sandy, and they're like, do you have any family history of mental? You're like, oh shit, that's come back to bite her in the ass.
Burn.
Yeah.
So, but like in one of the first scenes in the film, she sees her mom in the mirror. Like she'll see her mom in the mirror, and it only happens like 2 or 3 times throughout the film. But one of the last scenes, she's walking by a mirror after her showcase, and her mom's in the mirror, and then the dude survived the gut stab, and her granny come in and congratulate her, yada yada. And then when she turns back around in the mirror, it's fucking Anya Taylor-Joy, and you're like, oh shit, what does this mean? Like, I don't know how to take that ending. That last scene, I don't know how to fucking take it. I don't know what that means.
I think it's just kind of open for interpretation.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
You think she's both? You think maybe that means she's both women?
That maybe she's both, or maybe, who knows?
Yeah, it was a beautiful way to end it, but also you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
And that. But that's how it goes, man. That's a great way to leave it. It's kind of open ended. Credits.
Yeah, I mean, it just flew over the chopping block. It didn't even land long enough to even step on it.
We haven't really covered like any specific director. Well, we've done a few directors, but at this point, Edgar Wright's getting, to me, in my opinion, into that Tarantino category where he doesn't make a bad movie.
But I will say that and this is just me, I believe that everything he did prior to this led to this. Like, I think as of him right now, where he is in his career, this is the ultimate Edgar Wright film. I could be overstepping with that and be a little aggressive.
It's a little hard because
I mean, but just look. I mean, the camera work. Those like he tells the cinematographer what he wants. The cinematographer makes it happen, but he had to envision what he wanted. And I mean, like there's so much like. Initially, when they're in the speakeasy or they're in the bar, or, you know, the old speakeasy or whatever, and like the way the camera works, where they're mirrored, Ellie and Sandy, and their movements it all looks so good, you know, like there's so much awesome stuff. Or like when she originally thinks that Sandy's killed, like that death scene of the stabbing, like you see Ellie's eyes in the knife as it's stabbing Sandy, like it's so fucking beautiful, dude.
I think what this movie proved more than anything else is that Edgar Wright is not stuck to one genre.
That is true.
Because you say Edgar Wright, they go, oh,
Shaun of the Dead, World's End, Hot Fuzz, you know.
Scott Pilgrim.
Should have been Ant-Man. Sorry, should have been Ant-Man. I still want to see his Ant-Man.
He had his niche with comedy.
Yeah.
And I remember his first real testing was Baby Driver. There's funny moments in Baby Driver.
Baby Driver's okay.
But it's got some amazing chase scenes.
It does. I mean, as far as his career goes, that particular film, even though it's a good film, I own it. It's closer to the bottom than some of his other films.
I'll give you that, but it's also his kind of jump into I'm not doing a comedy, you know, and this is full. There's not really any comedy at all. It is a complete.
And that's what I think. Like every film that we've seen of him before was his journey to making this film.
Yeah. And
hopefully after this, every film will just keep topping.
Well, I think it's now a comfort level. Now he's able to do that.
Yeah.
And we were joking around, like we're waiting for where's Nick Frost? Where's Simon Pegg to make cameos? No.
And that was smart of him because I mean it would have been cool, but also if we'd have seen that, it might have kind of dumbed it down a little bit, just because we're used to seeing those two in his films.
But again, he's starting to hit those where now. I'm expecting a pretty strong product out of him. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's the other thing, too, is he set a precedent.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, that motherfucker, you set a precedent with this film.
Watch this next movie suck ass. Huh?
Oh, I'll be so pissed.
Then we'll be like, God damn it.
Fucking.
But again, I'm looking at him now. He's had 5+ movies. He's getting into that Tarantino level where, look, there's a couple Tarantino movies that are kind of lower level ones that I don't, but most of them have a quality to them that I enjoy the shit out of.
Mm-hmm. And I do see why you're comparing him to Tarantino, because the length of time between films is similar to Tarantino as well.
Yeah.
We say five films.
And changing of genres.
And we say 5 films, but like Shaun of the Dead was 2003. So it's like 5 films, but it's like over this long fucking time period. Tarantino, I mean, I think the shortest time he's had between films has been like, 3 years? That was Reservoir Dogs to Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. Yeah,
after that, it's been like 4 or 5 years minimum between movies.
Yeah.
So it is kind of, that actually is kind of a similar thing between the two directors. They take the time to make the movies.
I think, I don't know, remember if you said it or not, but obviously this passes.
I said it flew over the chopping block. It didn't even land. It was just like, bye.
This is I will definitely want to have in my collection.
Yeah. Oh, this is gorgeous. I can't wait to see it. I mean, we all know seeing it in theaters is gorgeous, but I can't wait to see it with my 4K copy on a 4K TV, and it's going to be just, oh yeah.
And look, if you're listening to this, it might have left theaters. You know, there's a lot. We're heading into, there's a lot of blockbusters coming out in the next couple months, so it might not stay long, but if you get a chance, once it's on demand or once it's available on Blu-ray, definitely check it out.
Yeah, definitely check this fucking film out. And as always, hit us up, lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. If you've already seen it, let us know what you think, or after you listen to this, it's still showing in your area and you go see it, hit us up, let us know what you thought, let us know if you agree. Is this his masterpiece as of yet? Because, goddamn, I think it is. I mean, it's a fucking amazing film. And I don't give that out lightly. I'm a very picky bitch. But I can't really think of a lot of downfalls with this film. Yeah. Like, honestly, I can't think of a lot of negatives. Even the runtime was just perfect enough. Right at 2 hours. Like, exactly. God damn, man. Also, go to GIPodcast.com, check out our links page, and you can go and click through on our Amazon link, and you can just shop through Amazon like normal. Holiday season's coming up. Get a head start on that shit because it'll be here before you know it.
Seriously.
You just shop through our link like normal, no extra cost to you, but we get a kickback, and that'll actually help us on the holidays. So that we greatly appreciate that.
Yeah.
And next to our Amazon link, we've got our link to TeePublic, which is where all the merch is for all the shows under the network. There's like 40-some fucking designs. It's absurd.
In the holiday season, you know.
You know, you can buy some people some GUI stuff, just saying, you know, I mean, and there's going to be sales like almost every weekend going through the rest of the year, so you'll get a t-shirt for like $13. So that helps too. Like it's going to be cheaper throughout the rest of the year because they always go bonkers at the holiday season. So we'd love to see some GUI stuff being repped throughout wherever we're at.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome to be like 2 states away and see a GUI shirt. That'd be fucking rad as shit. And also while you're on GUIpodcast.com, check out all the other shows under the network. We've got something for everybody. Tons of flavor there. All good shit, all good content. And remember, embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIpodcast.com.
Mike the Hobbit here,
Lowdown Brown.
inviting you to check out Geek Some of the Influence, a podcast that pairs booze with conversation with good friends.
And a little nerd culture.
We get a lot of colorful conversation out of our episodes, but it is here for everyone, no gatekeeping.
Always level up everything we do.
We'll punch up, never punch down.
Exactly.
So check out Geeks Under the Influence everywhere you get your podcasts and join us or die.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit. Welcome to GUI Nights.
GUI Nights.
Yeah, I am Lowdown Brown. With me as always,
Mike the Hobbit.
this is the tangential side of GUI.
This is like so many of those other shows that has the after the show bit mixed with a little bit of Baywatch night, so it's a little sexier. It's a little bit after hours.
Also while tying it into the previous episode of GUI. So look forward to that too, because this comes out the week after the flagship hour-long episode.
So make sure to check out GUI Nights, and when you're done, you can...
Go the fuck home.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here, that's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIpodcast.com.